Egypt, Muslims in Egypt, or Muslims here, no one is going to have a conversation with you if they don't want to listen to you, if they don't want to engage with you. And the problem is many Westerners, when talking to us Muslims, is you're so apologetic and so, oh my God, maybe I will say the wrong thing, that you just don't make a convincing case. And when I see the radical Muslim and he says, this is how you should do it, this is the best way to go about it, somehow it makes sense and it's very consistent. And that's my way of doing things, is regard us just like you would regard any other individual endowed with reason, whom you may persuade, whom you may not persuade. And if you do not persuade, we'll see that. But I think, and I really think that is that you can appeal to the reason of those 1.2 billion Muslims and convince, and most of them will be no less or no more reasonable than any other population in the world. I mean, in that time of equality, I believe, and that's my assumption. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing what I do now.
Abdul Shakur Aboud, Voice of America. Congratulations for the book. But the question here concerning the dialogue and helping the people. As a Muslim, because you automatically disqualify what the Prophet Muhammad is saying, 3/4 of it, how can you, coming in with that, knowing that the Muslim faith is that you're taught and you believe in that, you totally disqualify it and say it's not going to work in this century? On what basis do you think? Do you think that the Western democracy, why? Because we are driving and we are living, but he will tell you, I'm still living in poverty, I'm oppressed. What are the solutions? How can you say democracy works? Democracy is being told you're going to other places and it's not working, it's poverty. American, you'll say, okay, we have the freedom of expression, but where is the other freedom? There is a lot of poverty, there is few who are rich, you just said yourself. So how do you qualify that and say that it's not going to work? And don't you see that those who have tried it, probably they're trying under specific pressure or just because of power greed, rather than looking at it more deeply?
Did you say you work for the Voice of America?
What's the problem working with Voice of America?
Yeah. Well, look, there are 900,000 attempts. There were 900,000 attempts in 2004 made by Muslims, people from Muslim countries, to enter Europe. Go anywhere representing the Voice of America to any Muslim country and ask the populations there, if you were to have the opportunity to take a plane, where would you like to go? I bet you half of those under 18, half of those under 25, perhaps half of those under 30 will tell you they want to come to America. There is something about open societies, whether we like it or not, that is appealing. Yes, you can be poor, but you can be poor sometimes by choice. And I would rather, by the way, be poor and free than be poor and a slave of a dictatorship or live under anarchy. The trouble with Islam is it does not offer as a recipe for society. And it's been tried in Saudi Arabia, it's been tried in Iran, it's been tried in Afghanistan, it's been tried in several other places. It does not offer. It simply does not offer the same answers to political, social, and cultural equations that liberalism as a philosophy offers and has offered. And states and societies based on liberalism are not perfect. There is poverty, there is oppression, there are so many imperfections. But if you compare it to everything that humanity has brought about since humanity was started or was founded, or depending on what you believe in the evolution or Adam and Eve and what it all brought, it's not the best. It's not a perfect system, but it's the best system. And the very fact that you're standing here in the United States and that you can that you can criticize America and Americans and that they just have a good laugh at it proves your own point. Proves my point and puts the burden of proof on you. Because I don't know where you come from, but go to any Muslim country and try that out with any Muslim. As a Muslim, if I want to criticize the moral guidance of Prophet Muhammad anywhere in an Islamic country or anywhere where Muslims are a majority, I'll be killed immediately, and so will you be. And I think for me, as long as that is the case, I find this system to be more valuable than that other system.
My name is Salama Na'mat, and I'm a journalist. I'm curious as to how do people in Somalia look at you today? Do you feel that you have set an example for Somali women, or do you have support among Somalis and other Muslim countries? You've already established some kind of recognition in the West for your work and for your dissent, if I may use that word. Do you long for some kind of recognition in your own country, in the Muslim world, that you have not yet achieved? Thank you.
There are Muslims and Somalis who have told me, individual Muslims and Somalis, who send me emails, who call me, who come to me to the streets and tell me, we are proud of what you're doing. I think in the same way as you do. And when I tell them it's not fair because it's me who's taking on all the terrible criticism and threats and so on, they say, yes, but you have protection and we don't. There are some prominent figures in Holland, in the UK, not all Somali, some of them Somali, some of them non-Somali. But if I compare them to the number of people who think that I'm selling out, that I'm betraying them, that I'm discussing, insulting the Prophet and so on, that number is far larger. That's just how things are. But I think that there's this advertisement every time whoever takes a plane, I think it's by HSBC, who say, every long journey starts with one step. And I think in the case of an enlightenment to the Muslim world, we are probably in the first steps. And I'm glad to be a part of that. But the number of people who say that they appreciate what I do from the Muslim world or from the Somali world are not that many, no.
Thank you for a magnificent presentation.
Thank you.